Okay, so what we've managed to do is we've carved out this bowl. So we've used the tweaker cam to get a nice smooth interior that matches as much as we can to the roughly axed out exterior. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is to roughly axe out the shape of the fishtail handle. Now what we're going to do is we very lightly marked on here. You can see the pencil marks. I'm going to make them a bit darker. So we're going to be coming up here, and we're really going to get this quite thin at the top. And what we're going to do, we've got a line coming down here. That means that we're going to narrow it from the bottom and the top. So we're going to get a curve in here, which will be where you put your hand when you're holding the Kuksa. Curve in here, and then a slope down here. Now this is a little bit of a moment of truth on this rather large crack, so I'm rather hoping that we will almost entirely remove all that, because in fact the Kuksa handle is actually quite thin. And one of the things that we've got to remember is that there's a certain amount of balance between the weight of the bowl and the weight of the handle, so we don't want the handle tipping the bowl back. So it's something that you wouldn't need to worry about on a large Kuksa like this, but on a smaller one, the balance between the weight of the handle and the weight of the bowl needs to be considered a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the trusty axe, and what I'm going to do is, it looks a bit brutal, but what I'm going to do is axe down, axe away really all this material. Now what you might notice, and probably you might have spotted all the chips on the floor, is that actually a huge piece of wood that we started with, most of that is on the floor. Now basically, I mean, wood carving like this is often called whittling, but bowl carving is huge whittling. I mean, you get a piece of wood like this, we started off with a huge chunk of wood, and now, you know, it weighed quite a bit, and now it hardly weighs anything, because we basically chopped it all the way. And this is what we're still doing. Now really, for removing this amount of material, you know, knives are just not going to do it. You need a pretty chunky tool, and the axe is the only way to remove large amounts of material quickly. So I'm just axing, tilting the axe this way, that way, and then going up the middle, just like before. I think there's a knot there, so I need a little extra bit of persuasion. Just checking that all the while not over that line, and also checking the end to see what's happened to this rather scary looking crack. This is actually the reason why we don't have the bowl up at that end. Now you can see that we're slowly but surely edging away that crack, and in fact I think we've bottomed it out now. Now the other thing about wood carving is that you very quickly have to recognise that you need to work with the piece of wood that you've got. Now you may start off with something that looks really rather, see, we're having to work away the wood underneath a lot more than we might want to get rid of that crack, you see. And that's the whole point. The point here is that with green woodworking, you need to work with the wood that you've got and all its imperfections. So although I might have wanted more of a sweep on the top of this handle, I might not be able to get that now, because basically it's not going to let me. So I'm going to have to, so we've got to get rid of that crack. By hook or by crook. You see there's a crack, there's a piece of it broken off there, but fortunately it's most of it is on this bit at the end, which we don't need. So very fortunate. I think we might be in a bit of luck. So as I said before, we're also going to take an angle off the top of the handle and angle it down slightly. Conventionally that's how the handle goes, and I think it gives it a nice counterpoint to the upper part of the bowl, to have the sweeping down at the back. So crack the whole thing off. There, like that. Okay, so we've kind of given it a bit of a tilt there, possibly less than we might wish, and a scoop out in here. We did all that with the axe. Now, of course, what we need to do now is just to mark out the fishtail again. And if you remember, it was we re-established this central line using our marks that we had before. There we go. Just re-establish that straight line. Always like to keep it, gosh, it's not very obvious. Dear me, you can barely see it. Light's fading. It really has been a shocking day today, very, very stormy. Not the greatest time to be doing a training video, but there we go. So, re-establishing this centre bit, 1.5, wasn't it? It was 3 in total across, there like that. The waist line, if you like. And then it was 6 all the way, like that. So we had 3, 6, like that, like that, and then a little rounding off the top to give it that fishtail sweep, and then just re-establishing the line and the curve to meet the bowl. Like that. So just re-establishing it so as you know, we're marking out. Now I'm going to cut this off now here and mark it round and just get rid of that crack before I stop for the day.